What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. Starting off today's videos, we're picking up with Rise of the Powers of 10, falling under the umbrella of Fall of the House of X. This issue number 3 is taking us to Professor X. Now, we all know that he has been planning to kill Moira before her powers activate, to go back and kill a 13-year-old girl. He believes this is the only way to ensure that mutant kind is going to survive. This issue, more than anything, is going to show us the monster that Charles Xavier truly is. A man that has already accepted his death and his fate. A man willing to do the greatest evil to accomplish the greatest harmony. He will be the monster for mutant kind, so long as there is a mutant kind that is still standing. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up with a 12-year-old Moira. Right now, she is just on the verge of being 13 years old. She knows the way that her life should be going, but today she found something new. Today when she went down to the lake, what she found waiting for her was Charles Xavier. And Charles lets her know not to run, that it will do you no good. Everyone within half a mile is frozen, and he is telling her that he just wants to talk. But Moira's not dumb. This is the day that her powers are supposed to activate. He came here today for a reason, and Xavier lets her know that he does want to talk. But this is a talk to explain why he is going to do what he is about to do. He needs her to understand why. But this will also be the last conversation that Moira ever has. As we hop into present day, we have Moira Sentinel that gets a little bit of a conversation with a Dominion. And though Omega Sentinel shows up just for a moment, she does take off, and the conversation between Moira and the Dominion, Enigma, continues. What he says is that Enigma is the one that brought Omega Sentinel here. It all started with the taming of the Phoenix, of the forming of the Phoenix Blade, and then the decimated AI life calling out to higher Dominions for rescue. Dominions and Titans descend in the timeline to wage war. The Warlost, the Child of the Sun armed with the Phoenix Blade, pursues and destroys intelligences beyond number, with Omega Sentinel posing as a Titan, her consciousness sent back in time via a black hole. The previously existing Omega Sentinel, that intelligence is annihilated, replaced with the consciousness of the future Omega Sentinel. And then we have Orchis being formed, Nimrod joining the Inner Circle, the defeat of Krakoa, and what comes next is the World Mind. Using the knowledge of the future, Orchis transforms Mars into a world mind. They do this in 10 years' time. At least, that is what they are hoping that they can accomplish. But he wants Moira to join her, because if she joins Enigma, Enigma could travel to all of her previous lives, travel up and down the timelines of all of those lives, and she is the key to all of it. As it stands, Enigma is trapped inside this timeline with these people, saying that he can assist with Nimrod's present AI uprising. But Moira really wants to know what's in it for her. As we pick up at No Place X, Rasputin is out here wielding her sword, decimating these Sentinels. But even with her grand power, they keep coming. They begin to breach. And we have Doug Ramsey, aka Sinister, hiding in the body of Doug Ramsey. He is doing everything he can to get these little things to grow. Needless to say, they are struggling. Picking back up with Xavier and young Moira. She has to know, does it not work, or does it go so badly? How does it get bad enough to make Charles Xavier kill a 12-year-old child? And he tells her that the man he was before would have never done this. This is the man left behind after Moira convinced him best to compromise. That she did everything she did, and then she betrayed them. For Moira, it is always about saving her own skin. As she goes to run away, Xavier says that he knows what he's throwing away, that he wanted to be part of a family, he wanted to be loved. He has learned everything was a mistake. He thought he could have the best of both worlds, but he had to make a choice. forcing Moira to stop. Moira had once told him it's not a dream if it's real, but he believes it now needs to be a dream again. Charles Xavier, the curator of the dream, he is dead. The two of them, they killed him, and so the dream must go on without him, and the world will go on without Moira. As we pick up at No Place X, we see Sinister activating failsafe Untouchable, and Rasputin is obligated to go and protect him. This is the moment that she learns this is Sinister, and she has just realized if this is his plan, then it's the wrong plan, that they must abort, yelling to Rachel that it's not Ramsey, it is Sinister, and that they must stop Xavier from killing Moira. With Charles holding that gun to Moira's head, he tells her that there is no other way, that this is the kindest path moving forward, and that is the most petrifying thing of all of this. But before that bullet is able to reach Moira's head, Rasputin has come in and stopped the bullet. She immediately attacks Charles, and she is enraged, standing with Sinister, lying to her. He tries to explain that this is all his plan, but he doesn't have the time to explain any of this. That she can hate him all she wants, but he's gotta stop Moira before her powers activate. In his hand, throwing down some red diamonds, turning into sinister shades. They hold down Rasputin as Charles runs after Moira. Now Rachel tries to telepathically communicate with Charles and figure out what's going on. And Rachel is the one that says her team wants to talk about the dream, about Krakoa, about what it means, why it can't just be wiped away, especially not like this. This is when Charles says that he doesn't want to destroy Krakoa, a change of heart, saying that he will save mutant kind some other kind of way. Right now, he is hoping that Moira's gonna make the right decision in the end, that she thinks of someone other than herself, making her forget about all of this. Charles and Rasputin leave. He tells Rasputin that he has a lot to explain, that he regrets all of this, but they have to cover their tracks. As they disappear, we pick up with Moira. Enigma is more or less offering her some kind of dominionhood. Now, Enigma says that he can't be stopped, that in this timeline the Phoenix is dead, that all will be consumed. He is offering Moira an exception, an independent subroutine to an endless engine that is Enigma. She will be a titan inside of Enigma, and she can be whatever she wants to be, whenever she wants to be, however she wants to be. And Moira takes the deal. A port being opened up, and Moira sees the universe. She falls away, and we pick up at No Place X. As soon as Rasputin returns, she pulls out her sword and she drives it into the stomach of Sinister. While Charles had tried to dispute this, there was no need for Sinister any longer, that she must have her revenge. And from the other room, Rachel begins to yell at Charles. He tries to explain things, explaining that the alternative is worse. It is much worse and much more unlikely, but he says that they win, that they're gonna try it. They're gonna try the other way. They are going to attempt to resurrect the Phoenix. And when Rachel turns around, that is when Charles puts a round directly into her back. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This one is a huge issue. Now, Charles has always been a bad guy in some kind of sense. Not the best of guys. Maybe in his earlier years you could say he was on a much better path. But in this Krakoan era, for sure, he hasn't been a great guy. He has been doing what he believes is best for everybody. It's all been based off his own ego, believing that he knows what is best for everybody. That includes this situation with Moira, killing her when she is just barely about to turn 13 years old before her powers activate. This is when he plans to take her out, trying to explain that this is the best option. The alternative, while they may be successful, ends up with so much more death. Though we have yet to see what that path actually looks like. We're seeing that the man in that mansion, that's a man that is long dead. This person that stands before everybody, this is not Professor X. This is Xavier, A man that is willing to kill a little girl to ensure mutant kind survives. That he has given up on the dream. That he sees himself more as a martyr. Now it's curious because he gave up relatively quickly. He was so sure of himself, but when Rachel said a few words to him, he stopped. He got back to No Place X, and I think this was all just a ruse so that he could get close and personal with her, so that he could ensure he puts Rachel down. With Rasputin out there, with Rachel and everything else going on, it would have been a huge risk. So agree with it until you can get right up face to face, and then he puts her down. He never had any intention of resurrecting the Phoenix. He has every intention of taking down Moira. The problem with that is that Charles is probably going to meet his demise. Moira powering up, becoming a Titan for a Dominion. The capability to travel up and down her timeline anywhere, any when. Also giving Enigma the ability to do the same thing. One thing is for sure, the ending of Krakoa is gonna go out with a freaking bang. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that is going on with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's gonna get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.